Request for it.
That you'll have to go to the front for.
Okay, and do you
I won't be able to give you a tour of the police department, though.
I was going to give myself a self-guided tour
No, that
of
I
the
can't
public
do.
area. Why? Well, I also needed an officer complaint form and to just find out the process of what needs to be done for that.
Well, as far as...
Well, can I come inside? It's cold.
Sure, come on in. Have you go in this room right over here.
I don't necessarily want to go into an interview room.
Well, this is the room that we talk to everybody in, so...
Oh, you don't have just a form I can fill out and come back when I want to? When I can?
What form do you need?
Like an officer complaint
Okay,
form?
if you have a seat, I'll get you the form, and then we can send you on your way.
Okay, I'll just wait out here.
If you want to wait out there, that's fine. You can wait in that lobby right out front there.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Come on, just step in here. I can explain these to you. This here one is the FOIA that you wanted. That you would fill out all the information and then turn it back in, and it'll be reviewed by the chief.
Is he your FOIA officer?
He is the one that handles all the FOIA requests, yes.
Okay. So he's like the designated FOIA officer?
Yes, everything
Now-
goes through the chief.
Okay, and
As far as a complaint form, looks like...
This encounter starts exactly how many rights violations begin. A citizen calmly exercising lawful rights, while an officer immediately shifts into control mode. Instead of facilitating a simple request, the officer injects unnecessary authority into a routine interaction. The tone changes the moment accountability is mentioned. This is often when transparency disappears. Public servants should never feel threatened by lawful oversight.
We just have a standard form here where you list all your information, and then has a page there for the complaint.
okay, and how do I go about turning? Who do I turn it
It would
into?
be
Just
turned into
anybody?
the chief also then.
So would I give to say you, and then you give it to the chief,
You could do
or
that.
do I
You could
come
turn
when
it
he's
in.
off vacation?
You could turn it in. There's two gals up front in the front office. You could turn it into them, and they'll...
Mary 31025.
Okay.
Mary 3, go ahead.
Mary 31025, your PD. A caller provided you witness a female with some sort of video camera. She was filming close to your vehicles outside the department, trying to film.
I wonder who that
inside the
was.
police department window. White female, black hair, pink jacket, black leggings.
Mary 310-4, go ahead and put me out at my PD with the female right now. You have an ID on you?
No. Why would I need an ID?
Because I'm asking you for an ID.
Why?
So I know who I'm talking to.
I'm trying to get an officer complaint form that I don't have to identify for.
Legally, if an officer does ask you for
I
identification...
have to be breaking the law.
No, you do not. If I'm talking to you...
Are you trying to intimidate me?
I am not trying to intimidate you.
You're the one that let me in here.
Requesting identification without legal justification is not standard procedure. It is intimidation. The citizen is not suspected of a crime, detained, or under investigation. Asking for ID in this context serves no lawful purpose. It only escalates the situation. Rights do not disappear because an officer is uncomfortable.
Yes, and now that the...
Why are you stepping... Now what? Somebody said I was videotaping? Is that illegal?
No, it's not
Is that a
illegal.
misdemeanor or a felony?
Neither.
Well, then you can't request my... I mean, you could ask.
An officer can request...
You can request
identification
for any
anytime.
reason. But I don't have to give it to you unless I'm breaking the law or you suspect me of breaking the law.
If
But
I-
anyway...
Can I ask your first name then?
No.
Okay, then we are done here. If you don't want
I'm trying to file a complaint, sir.
If you don't want to let me know who
Why are
I'm
you
talking
yelling
to,
at me? Can you quit stepping up on me or making me intimidated?
Why am I intimidating you?
Because you're stepping up to me and trying to ask for my ID. So, sir,
Woodcott Mary 3, can you have another officer stop by my PD?
for what? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I can ask for another
Sir.
officer.
Well, that's fine. But do you understand I don't have to identify? That's why you said, well, just give me your first name. Because if I had to identify, then...
Okay, you asked me for my name. I told you who you are.
Sir,
I'm
you're a
speaking
police
to.
officer on duty.
Okay.
Why are you treating me this way?
How am I treating you?
Is there a supervisor available?
I'm not at this point, no.
You don't have a supervisor here? You know that you can't just demand ID from me.
I can ask you for
You can
ID.
ask me,
Yes.
but I don't have to give
How
it
did
to
I
you.
demand from you?
Because you're trying to say, oh, we got this call, when you know that video recording, whether I'm doing it or not, is not illegal.
That is
And
correct.
being here.
The refusal to respect personal space and the officer's physical posturing speak louder than words. Stepping closer while raising one's voice is a classic intimidation tactic. Citizens should not have to assert boundaries inside a public building. Professionalism requires de-escalation, not dominance. This behavior undermines public trust.
At a publicly funded building trying to do my business is also not illegal.
Okay, you
Okay.
are in a police department.
Sir,
with
I'm here
certain
for a
areas.
complaint form and FOIA
Did I
forms.
provide that to you?
Listen, but I'm
Did I
trying to,
provide
yeah,
that
you're
to
too
you?
busy trying to demand my ID when I'm trying to tell you I don't want to
Now
identify.
you are talking over me. I'm asking you a simple question.
Dude, okay, can you
I'm
explain
answering
the
your
complaint process to me, please?
Okay, you fill out the form, you turn it in, and it will be reviewed by the chief.
Okay. And if I don't want to turn it in to say you, or I don't want you near it now because you're making me uncomfortable, how do I
Then
deal
you
with
can
that?
turn it into the chief.
Is your body camera on?
Yes, it is.
Oh, great.
Everything in this building is videotaped.
I know I saw myself on your thing. But anyway, so I do not have to identify, is that correct, for both of these?
If you would like to make a complaint and get a response, you would need to identify
Well,
who's
no.
making the complaint.
Why?
How else are we supposed to respond to your complaint?
Email. That doesn't
Okay.
require me to identify, you know.
If you're not giving us any way to contact you or know who we're speaking with, how are we
But
supposed
is the
to?
email sufficient is what I'm trying to ask, I guess.
It could be. That would be up to the chief.
Okay. So is your other officer coming here for a reason? Am I being detained?
You're not detained at all. You can leave at any time you
Oh,
want.
perfect. Can I actually have a second complaint from them?
Calling for backup when no threat exists is a misuse of public resources. Backup should be about safety, not ego. Using additional officers to pressure a compliant citizen is coercive. Taxpayer-funded authority must never be weaponized. Accountability should not trigger fear responses.
You have a copy of each, which is what you asked for.
I actually asked for 2 FOIA forms, I believe. At least I
You
meant
can make
to.
copies of those.
But you couldn't? To be courteous?
If you want
courteous?
copies. You're not cooperating with me.
You
You're
are
giving me a hard
intimidating me
time.
when I'm clearly here because of officer
am I
misconduct, right?
I don't
Or for
know
what you
you're
would
here
believe
for.
based on me getting this
You
form
asked
would
me
be, right?
That you wanted copies of the forms.
Yeah. And
Which
when
I
I'm trying to
provided to
ask
you,
you about what I
You
need
will
to
not let me
do,
know who I'm talking to.
I don't have to.
That would
Clearly,
be
if I'm
common
turning in
courtesy.
police misconduct, no, because what I told you was it's an intimidating thing, is it not? And when you're behaving this way, and when you're stepping closer to me and raising your voice and being aggressive,
I'm not raising
and then
my voice.
why
I'm
do you
not
need a
being
second
aggressive.
officer here? Isn't that wasting our tax dollars?
Don't worry about that.
Why?
What
You don't
difference-
worry about it?
What difference does it make?
Are you
if
the
there's
one
a
with
second
the
officer?
squad car running?
Yes, I
With
am.
the computer open? Do you have a CAD open right now?
Yes, I do.
Does it have any private information available?
No, it does not.
If I went up there with my camera right now, would I catch somebody's private info that shouldn't be open to the public?
Nope.
Because it's up to you to create the privacy, right? Not me. Same with that room. Once you let me in here, you should close the door if you don't want me to see it,
There's
because
no door
I'm right
there.
here.
That's why I'm asking you to either go in that room
Oh,
or
here.
that room.
Is that better?
That's
There
fine.
you go. Now, why are you trying to intimidate me out of this
How am
complaint?
Recording in public is a constitutionally protected activity. The officer's reaction suggests either a lack of training or deliberate disregard for the law. Filming government officials performing public duties is legal. Attempting to discourage it raises serious concerns. Transparency is not a crime.
I feel like the first moment I mentioned it, I feel like you kind of felt some type of way. You started behaving differently.
Now, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
When's this other officer coming? Can I speak to him?
You can speak to him. That's fine.
Where is he? Is he on his way?
Shortly.
I didn't hear him come over the radio. Do they normally do that or no?
We have our ways of communication.
Or do you?
He did answer
What do you got,
if you were
clicks?
listening.
I was too busy listening to you. Why are you being rude?
Mary 3, 10, 4, 10, 6. I'm not being rude.
Yeah, 10-4, 10-6, that's right. So, I can't have a second complaint form. can I at least have the second Freedom of Information Act
Would you
one?
like copies? I will make you copies.
I would appreciate that.
Okay, have a seat right there, and I will make you copies.
I'll just stand here.
You can have a seat right there, and I will
I don't
make
need
you
to
copies.
sit down. Why would I need
Then
to sit
Stay
down?
right there in that room.
Is that an order? Is that a lawful order, sir?
I'm asking you to wait in the room if you would like copies.
I just asked
wanna
you.
cooperate
Well,
with
but
me
if
or
I
not?
stood right here, would I not get the copies?
You're sitting here twisting words.
I'm not twisting words. I don't like the way you're treating me, and I feel disrespected. And I also feel intimidated while I'm trying to turn an officer misconduct to you, or potential officer misconduct. That's the thing. You don't know what I'm here to complain on. It could be
Forcing a citizen into a closed room when they have clearly declined is unacceptable. Consent matters, especially in government spaces. Public lobbies exist to ensure openness and safety. Isolation increases fear and power imbalance. No lawful process requires secrecy.
something extremely serious, and look how you're talking to me. So that side of the door says that it's authorized personnel only? Whose office is this? Is that someone's office?
That's a squad room. There are your copies.
And what was your first name?
Officer Merkel.
Peter?
Yes.
Paul. Oh, it was Peter? See, I'm good at guessing it. Well, I appreciate that. Do you know when the other officer is coming? Do you have the ETA?
He should be on his way.
I hope you didn't come from too far, because I'm sure that there's actual crimes going on, because even if you had something called and reported, which I think is good if a citizen sees something and they're concerned, then they might not understand that it's perfectly legal. But I believe you have an obligation to not only inform that citizen that called you, say, hey, what she was doing was legal. Right? And actually, I immediately came up
to that citizen.
But you could call them back as a follow-up, so then we educate people and educate yourself, because you know that you can't try to demand ID out of me. You could ask
I
me.
can request ID.
But when I'm in the
You wanna
middle,
be cooperative,
but when I'm in the middle
uncooperative,
of
that's-
trying to file a misconduct complaint or ask you questions about
You
it,
asked me for copies of the two forms, which I
yeah.
have provided.
But I was in the middle of trying to ask you about this stuff, and then when you heard that come over the radio, which you know is not
The insistence on identification during a misconduct complaint creates a chilling effect. Citizens must be able to report misconduct without fear of retaliation. Anonymous or limited identification complaints are common and lawful. Demanding personal details discourages accountability. That is the opposite of public service.
a crime in and of itself, right?
I asked you before that call ever came across.
Are you sure about that? I don't believe you did. It could be right. That's interesting.
I need to get this door here. I have this
Hi.
lady here.
Okay.
Came up for copies of FOIA request and officer complaint forms.
Okay.
She's becoming upset and feels.
I'm not
threatened because
upset.
I'm asking her for identification to know who she is.
While I'm trying to
She
ask
wants
for
to
officer
videotape
misconduct
our
forms.
department,
What's wrong with
and she's
that?
being uncooperative.
How am I being? What do I need to cooperate with?
I
was
asked
trying
you
to
for
simply.
identification.
When he
and
got
you will not
upset-
even tell me a first name.
Okay, sir. Anyway, when he got upset was when they came over the radio and somebody called saying I was out here, but I was already talking to him by the time they called, so they were a little delayed. But anyway, then he wants to keep asking me about my name and all this when I'm trying to get this done, in which I may or may not want to identify based on what could have happened. Does that make sense? So really, I don't know why he called a second officer, but maybe you should ask him. Because if you know the law at all, you know that what I'm doing right here, right now, is not a crime.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
are
he
you
was
just
wasting
trying
your
to-
time.
Are you just trying to fill out papers, or?
Yeah, I came here to get the papers and then get the copy, and he wanted me in that room. I was like, no, I just want to be out here,
I
get
asked
the
her
form
to
and
stand
go.
either in this room or our interview room.
The officer repeatedly talks over the citizen instead of listening. This is not communication, it is control. A public official's role is to provide information, not resistance. Dismissing concerns as opinion avoids responsibility. Respect is not optional when wearing a badge.
You have
Can I be in a squad
for
room? Who do we have here?
Kyle.
Okay.
So for the FOIA, they have to, for you to get a report, you have to fill out the Freedom of Information Act
Oh, I totally get that. And I also know that I don't have to identify, and I can just identify using, say, my email as long as they have a means to contact me. Or even a post office box or something.
Okay, because I'm assuming it's a complaint form for Metamora PD.
Yeah, that's all I came here for, and the FOIA. But obviously, I wouldn't want to identify it either, and he wants to keep putting me in front of the camera, which is whatever. I know there's a bunch of
I
cameras.
told you this whole building is under video surveillance.
I would expect it to be at the police station,
Yeah.
but you know
What difference does
that
it
if
matter
you,
which
but
room
you
you
were
stay
telling
in?
me, you let me come back here, and then you say that I can't film what's in there when I was
No,
from
you
the
cannot
hallway.
film our
I was where I was
stuff.
allowed to be,
Computers open.
but it's up to you to create the privacy. And you said you didn't have a door, and if you don't have a door, then you
Then
need
I
to
don't
turn the
allow
computer.
you in that
Or,
room.
but you did. I was not in that room, but you allowed me in the hallway, which clearly I could see from
So
there.
what's the root problem?
I don't know why he called you. Why don't you ask him? He's your buddy. Because I'm here trying to get a complaint form and a Freedom of Information Act form. Well, no, now I waited because I wanted to find out why we needed more officers for me here conducting business with you. Because the second I asked for a complaint form, you started acting squirrely.
When the supervisor arrives, accountability should begin, but instead, it is deflected. Failing to correct improper behavior sends a clear message. Silence from leadership equals approval. Supervisors are responsible for training and conduct. Avoiding correction enables future violations.
You know it.
Ma'am, there's a lot of times we don't want to deal with being a male officer or female one-on-one. That just kind of...
That's the
But
reason.
we're in front of a bunch of cameras. You guys said it yourself. What do you guys are afraid of a male and a female?
No,
Are you kidding me?
We're not afraid of anything.
A dude
But-
could accuse you of sexual assault.
Well, that's very true.
Are you kidding me?
That's very true.
I'm in front. Look, there's a camera right above my head.
I get it, ma'am.
Yeah. So why would he? And then
So
why would he ask
let
me to
ask
come
you
back in
this.
there
What-
then?
What else do you need from...
I don't know. I'm waiting to find out why we called 2 more officers. I'm waiting to find out because I told him, isn't that a waste of the tax dollars to call you and to call you from wherever the hell you were? You
Actually,
drove
he
here.
called for him, and I showed up because that's one of my deputies.
Well,
and I
nonetheless.
wanted to make sure... everything was
Nonetheless,
okay.
do you understand, though, that what I'm doing isn't illegal? I came here to conduct business and to document it. Okay, so being a small department, it's even more important for you to respect the people, especially if they come in, because I'm sure you guys don't get a lot of complaints.
How am I disrespecting you?
By the way you treated me, trying to demand my name when I'm there, I could be
I
turning
did not
somebody in for anything.
demand a name. I
You don't know what
merely
he did to
asked
me
you-
down the road 10 minutes ago.
I
Or
merely
it could be
asked
me
you
just
who-
crying about
for your
something.
name, so I knew who I was speaking
But
with.
you were trying to demand, when an officer asks you your name, blah, blah,
If an
blah, and then
officer
I
asks
told you,
for identification.
but
you
I am not required to by law unless I've committed a crime, I'm about to commit a crime, you suspect me, whatever. All right? Have I committed any crime? That's what I'm saying. That is an
Did I say you
intimidation
committed
attempt.
a crime?
Or maybe you were just mistaken and need to realize that and fix it for the next time. Okay?
No.
Because that is wrong, right? I don't have to identify for
This interaction highlights why knowing your rights matters. Calm, informed citizens expose unlawful behavior simply by standing their ground. Accountability does not require aggression, only knowledge and composure. Public officials must be reminded they serve the people. Transparency ends misconduct every time.